Good evening, everybody. So we can start. Hope all you guys doing well. Happy Friday. How was the day, guys? How's the day, everybody?
It was good, Sudesh. Thank you for asking.
Okay, great. Any weekend plans? With summer is around the corner, fall is going to start. Any weekend plans?
Yeah, Sudesh, working.
Working. Prashant is working hard. Okay. So Prashant, when is your weekday, week offs?
My weekday is Monday and Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday. Are
When
you always?
nobody else is available, I'm available.
Sorry, what? Sorry, what?
When nobody else is available, I'm available.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. I like to have a Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. I always like to have a Monday off, but it never happens, right? So it's
Yeah,
like a
see,
Monday
I
blue.
escaped the Monday blues.
Good for you. Good for you. And usually in an IT life, you will see Mondays are very relaxed days. Actually, it's not like we're going back to go go go. Monday is like a little chill day. We take it a little slow. We attend our meetings and we start getting warmed up. And then Tuesday gets busy. Wednesday gets busy. Thursday becomes less work. And Friday, eventually, we are in the weekend mood. We all work half day and then we call it a day. It's a great life to become a business analyst in IT side. I want to tell you, it's always fun. There are days there will be more work. There will be days pretty much there will be no work. So it depends. Every day is different, but there's a good work-life balance. Okay, and it's not like you're slogging from morning till evening. It's not like that, but you could be in a lot of meetings. It's important for us to attend different meetings and understand the conversations, and most of our day will go like that. Okay, so today I have important topic for you. We've been looking at last 2 days. We were continuing to learn different tasks of BA, and we did a small case study in problem solving, right? So today it's important for me. Let me share my screen, and I have so much of documentation to share with you today, but I don't know like if I have all the time. I want to talk about what is software development life cycle. I have a sample business case document template with me. I have a project charter model sample document with me. And then I have IT business analyst role. What is your role in the software development life cycle? I have that document to show you. And then what are the key contributions of BA? This foundational training which I'm going to give you, it's very important for you to understand what is your role in the software development life cycle. There are different kinds of software development life cycles we are going to look into, but it's very important for us to understand at a very high level what is software development life cycle, because as a BA, you are going to work in multiple types of software development life cycle, mostly in Agile Scrum framework, which is a very popular one, and some organizations we will be working in waterfall methodologies as well, and then we have hybrid also. So it's important for us to know how each of these software development life cycles first they work. So you as a BA, you got to understand you not only learn, just learning your deliverables is not sufficient for your performance. Okay, because you are in an environment where you go and you're literally go 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 situation, like you don't have so much time. So we are going to prepare you in a way that so that you got a very good understanding of when you go into an IT project what you need to do. We're going to teach you everything, right? So that is going to give you that jump start and clarity. The first and foremost thing which you have to understand is the software development life cycle. I'm going to make it a little big for you. And then we're going to go ahead and differentiate a couple of different kinds of software development life cycle also. And that will give you an understanding of what it is. And then we want to understand what happens in the software development life cycle phases. And then we're going to understand what is your contribution in the software development life cycle. And that's how this whole training is going to be, because every stage, when you say planning phase, requirements analysis phase, system design phase, development phase, testing phase, deployment phase, maintenance phase. There is a role for you to do. Okay, so you're going to be busy throughout the software developer lifecycle. You have some work to do. So there are your team members are engaging. There are some areas where you have maximum contribution, and then there are some areas where your team members will have maximum contribution, but you all are working for the same activity. Okay, so what you have to understand is a software development lifecycle. You will see millions of pictures, thousands of pictures of different kinds of software development lifecycle pictures in Google. All right, so which is okay. We can go into any depth. We can break it down to any depth. So nobody's going to ask you in the interview what is software development lifecycle, right? We're not. Nobody's going to ask you for that definitions. So don't worry. But it is for your foundation. You got to learn all these things so that you will know what are the different phases. You will know what is the next phase is going to come up, and what you're supposed to do. And we're going to learn pretty solid. We're going to go in the depth of it. Okay. I do want to tell you, um, training how it works is when you start as a BA, everything will look like a jigsaw puzzle for you. A lot of information is coming your way, so you have to make sure that you may feel a little overwhelmed sometimes. You may feel like what comes first, what comes after. You may get a little bit of confusion. Okay, as for the guys who are seasoned, it's okay. But if you're new to IT, you may feel like that. It may take some time to process all the information which is coming your way. So don't get panicked. Okay, so give your time to your mind a little bit to process the information coming your way. After the training, the guys who have already started join the sessions, I've started distributing the documentations to them already, right? So you need to, once you are, by this weekend we will finalize the batch, and then I will start giving you access to a lot of study materials which you can study when you're out of the training time. I do want to tell you that it's important for you to go back home and revisit the topics what we're studying, so that you get more clarity on the topics we're talking about. Okay, so let's come back. So in the software development phases, there is planning phase. This is a phase where a lot of planning activities, analysis activities are going on. You are playing a very important role over here. And then we have requirements analysis phase. It says is all. It gives you a hint already. Requirements. So you can imagine our job is really high over here, because as a BA, we are contributing almost 70 to 80% of our time in making sure that the requirements are all captured and nothing is list out. If we're going to go into that and learn more on these phases, then we have system design phase, where the requirements which we have captured and given to the developers, which is on a logic point of view. The developers are going to make a physical system, and then we're going to plan the system design, and then we want to go and develop that. Okay, once we develop the particular specifications, the systems, then we want to go in and test it, and then the testing guys will engage here, and they will test the features, do it. What is important is we don't release anything to the client without testing it out. Okay, so we want to test it, and then we will go deploy it, which means we're going to go ahead and go live. And there is a lot of documentations here. There are documentations in our templates are there. I'm going to give you a lot of things, and I also I'll guide you where to get these templates from, how to get these templates from, and all of those things. We're going to continuously look into that. Before we go into a little bit of it, I will also show you a sample roadmap over here too. This is how a project roadmap will look like. A project manager will create, and they will map the whole process, right from budgeting. They will try to understand, okay, there's planning phase, implementation phases, there's testing phases, deployment phase. Okay, so they will try to, and the project managers have a full plan of when are we starting this project, and when we have to deploy it. The project managers will always have a high level plan of duration. It's a planned activity. Okay, and we need to present this plan to the client, to the stakeholders, to the sponsors. Okay, and PMs will take care of it. It's not your role, but it's for you to understand. For example, let's say the planning phase. somebody's calculated budget here. That is, there's a requirements analysis activities going on all the way till Q1 of Jan, and then this analysis work, and then requirements analysis going on from January, mid-January till April. Then software design is going on, and then if you see on the implementation phase, which is the development phase, we call it, there is activity starting from May and goes all the way till November. And there's some testing is going on in the November, and there's some regression testing is going on. Some releases are going on over here, and it's a kind of a roadmap. Your project manager will be using. They have tools which they use it. I do want to tell you that it is very common for BAs to become project managers. If it's something is coming your way, take it up. It's very normal transition. Somebody who has got 3 years of experience as a BA, it's very natural for people to become PMs. Okay, but these days the project manager roles are becoming very challenging. You need to have a specialization like BA, like how you're going to have a specialization in ServiceNow here. PMs also need to choose their vertical, which is in demand. If you are choosing, if you have if your technology is obsolete and you specialize in that, you might not have demand as a PM. So right now, I have friends of mine who are project managers in ServiceNow. They started as a project manager, and now they have become account managers. Okay, account managers means, let's say there is a bank. Okay, and they are the account manager for a certain bank. They are in charge of all the software development activities. They represent a particular consulting firm, and under them there are, let's say, 25, 30, 50, or 100 projects are going on. They manage the client, they manage the project managers. It's a very busy work as a PM, a lot of responsibility. You also get paid really well too. Okay, and so a PM's job is a very people management job. They are not only manage the consultants, but they also drive the consultants. They keep a tap on every individual in the team to make sure they are delivering it on time during the planning phase, during the implementation phase, during the testing phase and deployment phase. So PMs want to make sure that we stick to the timeline and make sure that we deliver it on the right time, because they are accountable for it, because they are the guys who are communicating with the higher level team members like VPs and directors and CEOs, and they're very high level people. But you don't get to do that at your level, at intermediate level. But when you become a senior BA, you may be engaging with those high level folks, with the PMs. I have seen my students right at the back. They were hired for BAs and they were asked to do PM jobs too. Okay, and then I had to help them how to handle those projects. So it happens. You can get into a small companies where they are short of resources and they may ask you to do that too. So it can happen. So, but we want to make sure that engage in learning, making sure that we learn the software development, learn from the BA point of view properly, because that's what we're targeting. Do we need to know PM role? Do we need to know Scrum Master role? No, you're not. Those are different roles. But in some organization, when you become a senior BA, there are some projects I've worked as a PM. There are some projects I worked as a Scrum Master. There are some projects I worked as a BA manager, right? So when you go senior level in your career, you end up taking a lot of responsibilities on your way. So it's a very natural transition. You cannot say I can't take it. So when you go in an organization, a lot of responsibilities will be given. I had a friend of mine who started as a data scientist, and he studied data scientist. And when he came as an immigrant, um, in a telecommunication company called Telus, and and after some time he became a gatekeeper of all datas in Telus. And lo and behold, they told them to do a senior B activity, and now he's a director now. And it all happened in a span of 7 years. Okay, and started as a data scientist, and he worked all the way, and he became senior BA role. He has done PM's done. So everybody's career path, when you go in, it can change. Okay, so it's not like you went in as a BA, you're gonna be forever as a BA. There is no such thing. You can choose to have, you can control your career as you go. Okay, but how do you want to shape it? It's up to you. So you will learn more as you go. Most of the students even come back and get input from me. It's very common. Okay, so now this is the roadmap which I want to share you. I want to show you different images so that you got to understand as a BA. whenever we present articles or anything to anybody audience, not only in training atmosphere but also in the job, be more visual. Okay, try not to show documentations and everything. Always have a combination of a visual picture and also supporting with some documentation. That's a great way of presenting it. Okay, now then we saw the visual part of it. Now I want to take you guys a little bit of deep on software development lifecycle. And how are we going to do it so far? I just want to stop a little bit for a couple of seconds here. Arti, Himanshi, Krishna, Mayur, Navneet, Prashant, Tripti, Zora, are you guys doing fine?
All good so
Yes,
far.
all
Thank
good.
you.
Yes.
Any
Yes,
question?
Sudesh. So it's all good.
If I go fast, let me know. I'll slow down. Okay. I want to make sure that I'm matching the rate of speech and not going too fast. Okay. So let's learn what is software development lifecycle, guys. This program is especially designed for people who have never been in IT. Okay, we have advanced level studies too. And this is going to be amazing from where you guys starting now. After 3 months, it's going to be a miracle. Okay, you guys going to shape up your mindset. You're going to become like a BA in 3 months. Okay, and that's going to be an amazing, amazing journey. And you don't know what you're capable of until you land there. Okay, so don't give in, don't give up. It's one day at a time. Trust the process, continue to transition, continue to observe everything, spend at least 2 hours of studying every day on the topics. Okay. Hi, Zora. Zora, raise the hand. Hi, Zora.
Hi. Sorry. Uh, Sudesh, can I ask a question about this previous session before starting
Yeah.
the news? Yeah. Actually, as you know, I spoke with you.
Yeah.
You told in the second session about
Yeah.
architect the solution, and you told us we should collect the requirement from the customers and give them to the architect. And while we have to collect them and give it to them, why we have to have a problem solving? Can I say my
Okay.
question?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Go
What's
ahead.
my
Go ahead.
meaning? Yeah. Just in my mind, I thought problem solving when we are collecting the requirement. After that, we have to find the solution for them. But after hearing about that, the other groups are doing this. A
Yeah.
little bit, I am confusing about that. Who are doing this? Architect solution, or solution architect, or us?
Okay. So let me show you something. Give me a minute. That's a good question. It gets confusing, right? So who's supposed to do what, right? Okay. Give me a second.
In one hand, we are connected with the architect and the technical team, and we have to give them the solution. At the other hand, no, we have to give the requirement to the solution architect to give
Right.
us a solution. So
Right.
it's not completely clear for me.
I tell you, Zora, that's a very good question, and it's a great question. And let's everybody learn through this. I know it's a session from a previous a question from a previous session, but you know what? Let's look into it, okay? Because we don't want to
Thank
leave
you.
anybody behind, okay? Zora, I want you to understand this, okay? I'm also going to talk to you from a real world point of view now, okay? Let's say there is a business problem. Everybody can see my whiteboard here.
Yes.
Okay, there is a
Yes.
business problem.
Yes, yes.
There is a business problem. Okay, and what we want to find out is a solution. My handwriting is not very good. Okay, because I have a laptop in front of me and the screen keeps shaking. So you can expect a horrible handwriting. Hope as long as you can understand. So there is a business problem and there is a solution. Okay, so we want to find a solution. But before finding the solution, guys, everybody understand, everybody in your team, is your project team, is going to spend a maximum time understanding this problem. Okay, and that's why when I showed this, this page over here in the software development diagram, you see this is called the planning phase. You see the planning phase here? That is what is happening over here. In the planning phase, we are doing a lot of analysis activities. So who are the team members are doing it? My designation says business analysis. I am supposed to do everything, isn't it? According to the book, right? As a business analyst, I'm supposed to do it. Then why are we talking about solution architect? Why are we talking about infrastructure architects? So let me tell you. So in a team, there are multiple team members, right? There are team members like project manager there. There are solution architects are there. There are infrastructure architects are there. There are senior developers are there. Okay, dev team is there. Then there are QA managers are there, and then we have BA managers are there, and then yourself BA are there. Okay, so and then QA guys are also there. So these are your team members. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 9. That's how much a team is actually in a Scrum framework. In a waterfall model, the team is bigger. So who are the guys over here who are focusing on the solution with you? Who are the guys who are working on a solution with you? Let's see. See, a PM at a high level is also trying to understand the problem when we start. A solution architect is the guy, his main role is to finalize his solution architect's job is to help us understand the problem clearer and finalize the solution. That's the job of the solution architect. His work itself is like that. So it sounds like a BA, right? A senior level BA, yes. So what they do is these solution architects are the guys who have spent a lot of time in the system. They know the business departments, various applications, databases, and organizations. So they know things very well. So their job is to make sure they finalize the solution for this project so that we all can go ahead with capturing the requirement, documenting the requirement from the user point of view, and identifying the technical requirements. Then we can go ahead and start developing those into physical system, test it out, and deploy, build and deploy, right? So that's what it is. But what you have to understand is in a understanding the problem phase, everybody in the team member will work together. This is what you guys have to first understand. As a BA, you don't want to stress yourself like, oh my God, I have to do everything. It's not like that. Then we have infrastructure guys. Some organizations will have infrastructure architects. So these are all technical guys. PM is not that technical. They may or they may not be. But solution architect guys and infrastructure architect guys are very, very technical. As solution architect guys, job itself is to make sure the team understand the problem and finalize the solution. But the infrastructure architects guys' job is to assess, also trying to research with solution architect to make sure, are we understanding the problem properly? Is the particular solution which the solution architect is coming up to, is this feasible? Is this a right solution for this problem which we can solve? Those are the research activities the infrastructure architects do. While senior developers also there, they're also part of these conversations. And this is the very initial phase. You have not at all started to document any requirements. We are doing, everybody's coming together and we are having a brainstorming session, and we're trying to understand what this project is all about, where is the problem is started coming up, and all those kind of things. Everybody's trying to understand. Zara, are you with me? Zara,
Yes,
are you following
yes,
me? So follow me with me. Follow
yes.
me. Just be with me for some more time. Then what happened? The developers are there. These are the guys who have been with this organization for a long time. They have seen multiple projects. They have seen dependent projects. They have seen change management projects. They have seen many projects they understand the dependencies very well. So the senior developers are there. They are all part of a team. They have worked in many multiple projects together. Okay. So the senior developers there, they might be engaging only developers, but they are free to come in and give their opinion. Like, because at the end of the day, they are the ones who are developers. They will come and tell, if you provide this particular solution for this problem, the challenge is we don't have a technology for it. We don't have a technology stack. We might have to get the technology from outside. We might have to get another system from outside. We have to integrate it from outside. These are the feasibility kind of analysis the developers will also give. Why are these guys from work into this meeting? Why are the whole team members? everybody is part of from the beginning of the project is because everybody has to understand the business problem together. It's a team activity, not yours. Okay, if everybody is trying to propose a solution, okay, everybody is trying to analyze the problem, everybody is trying to assess what is the solution. So, what is my work as a BA, right? That's a question comes up, right, guys? Krishna, Mayur,
I
Navneet.
understand. I think BA's job is to connect different people in different departments.
Yeah, we will come to that. So first job is when you go into a project, when you go into a new organization, you will see that your two team members are talking about your own project problem. So you are in a meeting. You the first thing what you will be doing is you're listening. You're listening to this conversation. You're attending those meetings and you're listening like what is going on. So what this is where you want to do is I was starting from Monday. I'll start showing you project documents, which are very critical and which we don't want to put that in YouTube and everywhere. I will start showing those documents starting Monday. You'll start getting an idea of what those things are. I'll show you. But this is what is going to happen. You go into a project, they will start talking about the problem, they start assessing the problem. But you have to understand one thing is in an organization, there are multiple departments are there, multiple systems are there, multiple applications are there. Some applications are used by multiple departments. So there's a lot of business change, process changes going on. It is not the responsibility of IT team to keep up and they are not expected to know everything what is in the organization. They cannot. You cannot keep a track of it, right? They have their own projects going on. They have their own responsibilities going on. So it is not possible for them to know everything, right? So what the BAs are here right now is they will listen, and you will see that during this conversation, somewhere somebody will get stuck and said, you know what? We're not sure what's happening in that particular process. They'll say, Krishna, let's say Krishna is the BA. Let's say, Krishna, can you go to this particular department and find out, give me a clarity on what this process is going on? Why is the system is having an issues? Who is the user? Can you please get an identify workflow? This is your first task they will give you out of new. This is where you start. So now, when you're listening to this meeting, they have given you a task. You said okay, but you don't know anything about it. So you will get more clarity from your business analyst manager, your manager, let's say he or she is also in the meeting. And after the meeting, you can ask questions to your manager. Say, hey, listen, I see that this is where they want clarity. Tell me who am I supposed to ask and what am I supposed to do, everything. So they'll tell you what you need to do, and then you get the task and they do it. But coming back to Zara's question, okay, why is that solution architects or the infrastructure architect are there? I want to tell Zara and for everybody that finalizing the solution, understanding the problem, it's a collective effort of all team members. Okay, BA's role over here is to clarify the project team if they have any questions. And how do we do that? That's when we go ahead and meet the business team, clients. We can call clients, we can call stakeholders or whatever. But we are the ones who are going to go ahead and get those information, come back and present that in the next meeting. In the
So,
next
Sadish,
meeting.
every of this
Yeah.
group can offer the solution, yes?
Sorry, come again.
Every of these groups in this box, in almost 9 groups, they can offer the solution. But the
Of
finalist,
course,
but
of
the
course. So,
finalizing this is for this solution architect, and
yeah.
for us as a BA, we are translator for all team to clarify about the detail of problem and detail of solution. Yes.
Clarifying it. That's it. And Zora, I want to tell you, our job is not to provide solution. BA, no,
No, it's not.
no,
So,
no.
f- if we wanted to exactly know about that, who is the first person to giving the solution?
Your go-to person is the solution architect.
Mhm.
You can, as you go into a project, Zora, you can ask different team members to help them help you understand what this project is all about. You can ask questions to everybody. Whatever people know, they will teach you. Whatever people they know, they will tell you whatever they know, right or wrong. They'll tell you. If they don't know, they will say don't know. And the funny part is, many of projects when you go in, many of your team members, they will not have any clue what this project is all about. They are also with you, starting new. Nobody is expected to know anything. Only one guy who will know something will be a solution architect. So this is how it works. You know how, Zora? Now we are catching up every second day. We are meeting, we are talking, getting to understand business analysts. Every day after day, meeting after meeting, session after session, you're getting more clarity on this BA role, right? Yes or no, everybody?
Mhm.
Aarti, hello.
Yeah.
Are you guys understanding?
Yes.
Himanshi, are you guys understanding?
Yes.
Yes.
Every meeting you're coming in, now you don't know what is BA. It is, let's assume that this is a new project. Zora, understand this is like a new project. Nobody knows anything. You guys into the project, you got into the project of learning BA. You came in, nothing, at least you have open mind, so you came in. So every week, every sessions we are coming in, we are doing activities. You're listening through my meetings, you're listening to me, and then you're going back and studying. This is how the project also works. Meeting after meeting, this is a progressive method of understanding the problem, finalizing the solution. As a BA, you are not responsible to finalize the solution, but you can propose or recommend. If you have a knowledge in that particular area, you can recommend. So in the beginning, when you go into ServiceNow projects and BA projects, of course, our training is take you to a level where you are able to perform at a 60 to 70% optimum level of performance. We're going to teach you that is there. But when you go into a new project, you may not be in a position, because you're new, you may not be in a position to propose any recommendation. You can do this kind of integrations can be done. Why don't we do this with this system, or business process wise, whatever suggestions you may not be able to. But as you go down the level, because you're going to do ServiceNow projects over and over again, you guys going to go to work on deployments, you're going to work in support projects, you're going to work in ITSM projects, service management projects. So when you do the same thing over and over again, at one point of time you are at expert level. So you are also, you will be able also to help contribute to team members understand the problem, and you will also be contributing towards helping the solution is finalized. So nobody is stopping you from providing a recommendation, but the responsibility of the solutions to be frozen, to be approved, the final go will be proposed by solution architect, agreed by the project manager, and all of the technical guys like infrastructure architect, as software developer, everybody has to agree that this is the right solution. If any of these guys do not agree with the solution will not be finalized. Are you guys all agreeing with, listening to me, understanding?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Mayur,
Yeah.
Himanshi, Prashant, Tripti,
Yes,
let's
Sudesh.
understand
Yes.
this part. This is where you're going to spend a lot of time. So Sudesh, where am I getting the work from here? Your work will be like this. This is why I told you, as a BA, we spend a tremendous amount of time in meetings, listening. Listening is your work. It's not like you're chilling out there. You're going into the meeting, you're listening carefully what these guys are talking about, how the solution is changing. You will see that solution one will be given. Then infrastructure architect guy will go in and do a research, and he'll come and say, this is the challenge we have. Then they will scrap it. Then they'll come back and they'll have solution number two. Then these guys will again do a research and they'll say, these are the challenges, then they scrap it. Then they give solution number three. You will see that in front of you, the solutions are changing. The solutions you thought it's going to be the final, it is changing. So when it is final, you will know because everybody is agreeing. Your manager is saying, okay, you know what, Tripti, I think we are finally coming to and we understood the problem, understood the solution. Let's go start documenting requirements, and then you start document. So before we document requirements, throughout this planning phase, your job is to go to the business process, do root cause analysis, identify the business problem, clearly document the business problem, identify the systems, identify the users. You continually involve because you're also helping them because they need your help. Because like I said, remember, everybody has got a job to do here. Like PM has their own work to do. Solution architect has role is to finalize the solution. Infrastructure architect job is to assess the solution, and software developer guys also will provide inputs on if this solution can be built, QA guys will also, if they're technical guys, whatever they know, they will tell out. BA manager, they usually know the business processes very well. They will also, in fact, in many projects, the managers also engage with the BAs to work on making sure that we are understanding the problem and the solution. So this is a very beautiful journey, and it is a very progressive method of understanding the problem. So you will see that meeting after meeting, this team will come together, and they will do some research, and they come back and they will share it, and you will see that everybody will together, they will understand the problem, and together they will understand the solution.
Uh,
So once the solution, yeah, go ahead.
sorry to interrupt. At the end of the day, these solution architect, according to the resources and the limitation, like for example, the cost, money, and investment, and anything that we don't know about that, they will finalize this. Or in every session that we are listening about all problem, do they speak about these resources? Because maybe we wanted to add comment about the solution, but because we don't know about this resource, our solution shouldn't be accepted.
See,
So
I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand your question. Are you talking about cost? Is it exceeding the cost? Is the solution exceeding the cost?
my first thing is I don't know. In this meeting, that all they are there, and listening is one of our job. Can we hear about the limitation of this project? For example, if we wanted to solve this problem, do we have any limitation in the budgeting? Do we have any limitation in software? Do have in any way that we don't know about that? You know,
Zora,
project
first thing,
manager or the other knows that they are in higher level. We don't
good
know
question.
any. Then our comment as a solution maybe is not useful for them. So I don't know. In this session, they will speak about these resources, because every solution is based on the resources. Could
Yeah.
be finalized,
Yeah.
could be released.
Right, right. So it's very common. See, what is going to happen is, Zora, the management of budget is done by the PMs. They know the budget. So budget will be known by PMs. Then solution architects will know the budget. Most of the tiny mini projects will range from 1 million to 3 million. If it's a bigger project, they'll say it can range from 3 million to, let's say, 10 million. And there are projects where are much more, 25 million to 50 million. These are larger projects. Okay. And there will be multiple team members. There will be scrum teams will be there. Okay, multiple teams will be engaging to do based on the environment what we have. But as you need to, which is very important, Zara, because you are thinking like a solution architect. You're thinking like an infrastructure architect. But as a BA, I recommend you not. I recommend you to think like a BA. Okay, so I want you to come two steps down. Okay, what you have to understand is making sure the solution is under the budget or over the budget is the role of the PM and solution architect guys. It's their responsibility. It's not our job. Got it? If it exceeds the
I
budget,
understand,
yeah.
but giving the providing a solution as a BA or any of this group needs some requirement, as a having knowledge about the resources. When I don't have all of this knowledge about all resources, how can I say solution to them?
When you say resources, what do you mean?
Resource limitation in the person. How many person we have? How many person do we need to do this solution? How many how many money do we need for doing this solution? How many time we need? How many lots of parameter that they are depend on this solution?
Again, this is a work of a project manager and scrum master. It's not a BA. I'm talking about BA here. What BA needs to do. The task what you're talking about, it's a PM and solution architect job. So to complete this particular solution, what are the kind of resources I need? That planning will be done by them. See, for example, let's say it's a ServiceNow project. Okay, Zara? So before you're even hired into the project, they know it's a ServiceNow project. So they would have a subject matter expert from ServiceNow who knows the particular module knowledge, they will bring in anyways. And they also want BAs. That's why I'm scaling you guys into a ServiceNow area. We're giving specialization because when you go into a ServiceNow project as a BA, they have hired you for this project. So you are one of the important resources who are coming in, who knows this project, who will actively contribute. So that is one resource. Secondly, they will also bring an implementation specialist. So what kind of resources they need, they have already built in when they're creating a new project, they will bring those resources. Ideally they will bring it. If they want somebody, or if they want multiple BAs, if they want, they may hire one person after this planning. But allocation of resources, do we have the right skill set of people? All these planning activities will be done by PMs, managers, BA managers, architects. But we are going into intermediate BA level. You are not going into a senior BA level to plan these resources, Zora. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, yes. I don't
Yeah.
want to plan the resources. Just I am saying any solution is depend on the limitation. It depend of the everything that do we have. Every
Correct.
solution is not possible to do.
Every
Yeah,
solution is not possible. That's
to
what I'm
do.
saying.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the assessment. That's called an assessment, right?
Yeah.
Assessment we're
Assessment is
doing.
the responsibility for this
Right.
solution
Correct.
architect, not us. Yes, I got it.
Correct. So the assessment of, is this solution feasible? Can we build it in-house? Do we want to see? Let me give you a small example. I was working in a project where dealt with Salesforce project it was, and we wanted to make sure some changes to the Salesforce modules, and we were having some challenges. We were using the Salesforce database. We realized we came up with a solution, and I will show that on a Monday once we finalize it, more about the project. We finalized, we were working on a solution, and then we realized that we don't have the skill set to develop, to solve the business problem within the organization. So we reached out to a third party company who specializes in Salesforce development. So we invited them and we presented the business problem what we have, and who brought them? Solution architect brought them. They selected the vendor, they brought them in, and we as a team we presented what is the business problem we have. They went through different systems, they understood the business problem, and they went back to their team. They planned and they came up with a request of proposal, and they told how the solution can be built. And it is interesting that good that we reached out, a third party company was able to come and provide a solution which was worth only like $20,000, and we were allocating 1 million. So many times we may not have the solution or the resources to solve a problem, or to build that particular solution inside the organization. So we may reach out to consulting companies outside the organization to solve those problems, and we will pay them off. Right, Zara?
Yes.
Happens a lot. But remember one thing, Zora, you need to understand, to stick to the topic here. It's very, what I'm showing over here for everybody is what is a BA's role over here. Our role over here is during this planning session, there will be tasks will be coming up.
You know,
may
when we are saying the problem solving is very important key for BA job, it means we can say we can provide the solution. For providing solution, we need some information. So step after a step, we understood. We need some information that they are not in our job. Because of this, I was confusing.
No, that's okay. You may not have all the information. That is why we are here. Our job is to find the information.
Okay.
Even if the team doesn't have information, they want us to find out the information from the business team. That's why we are here.
Okay.
Right? So,
Is this same for the KPI?
What do you mean KPI?
Like the last exam that we spoke about that, for example, after doing this solution, we decrease the count of the calling, but we have a less complaint after doing this solution. And defining this KPI is with us or the other team.
I'm still trying to understand your question. What is KPI? What do you mean KPI for BAs? I'm still trying to. Can you please refine your question again?
In last session, we had one exam. Yes,
Mhm.
insurance company, and we
Yeah.
recognized the problem. And after that, you mentioned that we can define the KPI, like
Oh, I mean, like metrics, project metrics. Okay.
yes,
Okay, I get it.
yes,
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. See,
it's
that's what
same,
I'm saying.
it's
Go
same,
ahead.
same solution.
Yeah, the solution is
No, it's
the
same
future state.
solution. The other group that they are defining this metric, or we can define this metric.
Okay. What I'm saying, okay, first thing is when I talk about key performance indicators from the project point of view. Okay, so we are understanding the problem. So business have some metrics which are getting affected. It could be net promoter score, or customer satisfaction, or whatever,
Yes,
dissatisfaction.
exactly.
That something is going wrong. That's why they want this project or systems to bring in so that employees can use that and enhance those experience, right? So those metrics you want to make a note of it when you're in a real world scenario. You want to make a note of it. Okay, where were we when we started and where we reached after the solution was provided to the client? When clients are using the solution after deployment, how this performance improved for them and how was this solution useful for the client. So that we talk in the meetings, in the interviews like that, if that's
We
what you
clear
want.
is our job as a BA. We clarify this metric.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course,
okay.
you can
Okay.
clarify. But
Okay.
remember, don't jump the gun, Zora. You should know your place. You should know your BA job. You don't try to become like a manager in your role, then you're in trouble. Okay? Always understand that you have your own boundaries. Let the managers do their work. Let the solution architects do your work. Let the infrastructure architects do your work, and you do your work in the project, Zora. It's very, very important to understand that.
Yeah, it's very important.
You start stepping into somebody's toes, you are getting into trouble. Okay, so
Yeah.
you have to understand that part, very, very important. I'm telling this for everybody because everybody has a role to play. We want to be smart, we want to deliver, but remember, there is a line. Everybody's trying to shine, because you have to understand it's not like you go into a sales department. For example, let's say, I think, our Aarti, you're working on the collection side, right, Aarti? Aarti, you there? Okay, no
Yes, sir.
problem. So
Collection and customer service both.
collections. So you have a metric. You're measured by a
Yes,
metric.
yes,
Okay, everybody in your team is measured by a metric,
yes,
correct?
yes.
Okay, but there is no metric in the IT side, on the analyst side. You understand what I'm saying? There is no metric in the analyst side. Your metric is your performance in how you're engaging in helping in different phases of the software development lifecycle. That is your metric. People will see how you're engaging in, how are you contributing. But there is a fine balance. Everybody will be competing. You don't want to compete with your manager. Okay, so you ask them the expectations. What is my expectation? What are the things you expect out of me? What should I do? And they will tell you what to do, and you stick with that. That's enough. Okay, you don't want to be like not engagement at all, but you don't want to be in a situation you end up doing, a solution architect job or anybody's job. Okay, if there is a business problem, go research with them, bring more inputs to them. That's all amazing. That's okay. But remember, when they want to present it, don't try to outshine them. That's not very good. Let them do their work. Everybody understanding that?
Yes, thank you.
Aarti, Himanshi,
Yes.
Mayur, it's competitive, guys. We're
Yes.
dealing with people. You don't want to get into political waters. Then you've got your own, then you're cleaning a different mess there. Okay, so careful with that part. Okay, I know you guys are asking wonderful questions, but just imagine there is also a lot of people issues will start over there. Okay, so everybody want to outshine. Again, do not go meet the sponsors or executives. Don't do that without anybody's consent. Even to present something in a team meeting, you need to ask your managers from approval, permission. Do you know that? Everybody, you need to ask your permission. You cannot go and present anything, findings in your team meeting without getting approved by your manager. Manager says, okay, can I go and present? They say, okay, yeah, why not? But if you're in a meeting and you're talking about a problem and you feel that there's a need to provide recommendation, yes, that you don't have to ask permission. Feel free to go ahead. But if you are full press presenting something, you cannot do a consent without your manager. Does it make sense, everybody? You guys understand this part so far?
Yes.
Everybody, yes?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
Yes,
cool.
thank you.
Now let's go down a little bit to how, okay, I wanted to show you guys. Now I want you guys to go a little bit more on the software development lifecycle. Let's go phase by phase and see what these phases are all about, and we'll take it further. So software development lifecycle is a structured process used by IT software teams to design, develop, test, deploy, and maintain high quality software. I want to teach you the structure first, then I want to tell you how much people don't follow the structure in the real world. Okay, for us to understand in the real world scenario, first let's understand the structure. Then you will see, how certain methodologies are structured, how certain methodologies are so different in executing the day-to-day software development lifecycle. We'll understand that. Okay, so now deliver software, and the reason why we do SDLC is to deliver software that meets and exceeds customers' expectations. So we want to have some kind of framework to develop, to understand the customer requirement and develop and deploy. So we want a framework, and that's what we're doing over here. So in this process, we complete the process within the scope of the time and budget. So the making sure we are within the scope is also BA's responsibility. Of making sure that you are providing your deliverables in time is your responsibility. Likewise, everybody will do it, making sure that every team member is within the scope and within the time is project manager's responsibility. The budget part, you don't worry about it, it's PM's responsibilities. We don't have to worry about whether the budget is exceeding or not. It's up to the solution architects who are planning the solutions. They will decide whether they know that their solution which they have to give, it has to be within the budget. It's their responsibility. They'll find out, they'll figure it out, but stick to the gun. Your responsibility to make sure that the project team gets all the clarifications they need from the business team. Your job is to go fetch that information, come back to the delivery team, give this clarity to them, explain the business process flows, and clear those doubts so that they can go ahead with your planning. This is where your work starts, and there are various ways of we doing it, and we'll continue to learn that. Okay, so phases of software development: first is planning, where we define the project scope, objectives, and feasibility. Your team, the whole team will, when they start the project, they have a high level understanding of, okay, what this project is all about. But really, nobody has not gone deep dive into it. So when you start doing the planning phase, you will see the scope will get clarity. It will get more refined. You'll identify what are the activities which are in scope, what are out of scope, what are the deliverables the client wants right now, what are the deliverables client wants it but maybe later on. So you start identify the scope planning, in scope and out of scope. So that will only happen when we start understanding the problem. So the whole team will engage in first understanding the problem, not they won't jump into solution. So they'll try to identify from the root cause. But you will see, based on people's expertise at technical level, they will do assessment at various levels. It's not dependent not only on your analysis, but everybody will be doing research. Architect level guy, he's got a high level technical knowledge, solution architect guys. So they will be trying to do root cause analysis. Your BA managers will be working with you. Everybody will work in different team members. They'll be meeting at the same time. Not only you, everybody will be meeting different team members to understand from the business side what is the challenge we have from the technology side or from the business process side. We will be looking to understand the business problem from a 360-degree point of view. And it's not just capable, it's not enough for one person to do the job. We need multiple people to the job. That's how this framework is designed. And that's a fantastic framework where multiple team members, because everybody wants to make sure this project is successful. The client likes the solution. We want the budget to get approved, and we want to start the project. Okay, this is how IT works. But if the client does not like the solution, if any party in the team member, I have worked in projects where we have revisited the problem every year, and every year somebody will disagree with the solution, and the project will begin and it'll stop. It never launched. In a row of 5 years, I've seen that. We also want to make sure that many projects have ended up in failure because the user community did not adapt it. That happens a lot too. So all of those things, we want to make sure that we want to come up with a solution which is scalable and which is not expensive and which is low maintenance and easy to easy to for the user community to adapt and use it in day-to-day work. And also, as the technology is improving, we should be able to scale it up, right? We don't want to revisit in 3 years and build a new system. That's not fun. So it's very important that your team members will first understand the problem statement. So that's where you'll be spending a lot of team meetings. You'll understand the objectives. And once it is, now we're talking about feasibility. So who's engaging in the feasibility? This is where the infrastructure architects, your developers, everybody's trying to check, can we build a solution? Is this the best solution? You will see that the amazing part is these guys are brilliant. They have worked in different projects, and they will come together and they will do the assessment. And how you and me are talking, they're going to talk, and they will going to talk it out, and they'll tell the challenges openly. They'll put it out there. It's an amazing place where people will openly come and have a brainstorming session, and they'll tell the actual challenges, and you'll get to understand the challenges from different people in a different point of view. Sometimes the business people will come, an expert from a business side, he will come and say, you can't do this. This is a problem. You cannot propose this solution here. There was a time where we wanted to present a survey for a client. Okay, so we wanted to present there was a survey, like, how a customer is coming into a business process, and he wants some help, and he is coming online to do a transaction, and he's presenting it, and we wanted to present a pop-up where we wanted to make sure to collect some information about the client. The question was, in this transaction where the client is logging in, where do we present this pop-up was a question. Sounds very simple, right? So let's say when you log into a banking app, have you seen some pop-ups coming up? Anybody? Prashant, Navneet, Mayur, Tripti, Zora, hello. Have you guys seen any kind of pop-ups coming up when you go online, do some transaction in banking, or you went into your telecom website to pay your phone bill or whatever? Do you see bundle offer or whatever, something comes up? Correct?
Yes.
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 Have you seen that? And you guys would have skipped it. You would have option to skip it. Sometime it will ask you to select something, right? What have you seen in those pop-ups? Somebody tell me, what have you seen in those pop-ups?
Any new offer or
Mhm.
new plan?
New plan, upgrade options, right? Then if you're banking, they'll say you're approved for an overdraft plan, you're approved for a credit card, approved for a home loan, whatever. So there are a lot
Some
of reasons.
notification about
some
some
notification.
problem.
Yeah,
Like the
notification.
expire date or something
Yeah.
else.
The notification. You have a text me, you have a message which you need to, the prompting you to go to the small mailbox and open it, check the messages, anything. But the decision to present a pop-up is not done overnight. Do you know that, guys? There's a lot of discussion goes around it. And the and IT team guys, they cannot present this pop-up anywhere in that transaction just like that. They can't do that. We need the acceptance of the business team to say, okay, you know what? They will tell you, the client will tell where they want to present it. Naturally, for example, I'll give you a small example. Naturally, we wanted to present a team because there was a project where data was getting duplicated. Each customer had 2 or 3 profiles, and the project itself was called as data duplication project. And we were mitigating the challenge by making sure how we can avoid this. data duplication. It was happening because, to give you a small insight, it was happening because it was a sales process. If the customer care guy is not able to find the client's information, he'll quickly create another one because he wants to close a sale. If the client goes online, if they're not able to find a account, they will create a new account. So it was a contribution from the client side and also from the business side, and they realized that during time they became a very big problem. Data was, each customers had 3 or 4 accounts, and because of which it affected a huge amount of analytics, and they had to do this cleanup work. It's called a data cleanup, right? Yes, Krishna. Krishna, I can't hear you. Yeah, you sound like we are very far. No, we can't hear you at all.
Can you hear me now?
Now you're fine. Now you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. So I had faced this situation with simple banking. So
Okay.
in there, I opened the account. I could not see the account. I opened another account. I could not see the account. So maybe this
Yeah.
is very similar situation. You are telling me that somebody has
Yeah.
different profiles, multiple profiles, because the
Yeah.
customer cannot see them actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go create another account, right?
Yes, that's right.
See,
Yeah.
it's not your fault. But what I'm saying is, the governance they building on the systems are not, the flow is not properly done. That's why, it's a mess up. So then what happened? Naturally, these kind of projects will come when they identify that the database is corrupt. They want to come up with a mitigation plan to sort it out, right? So I'm just giving a small example. So what we did is we decided to present a pop-up where client's name is showing up, client's phone number is showing up, client's address is showing up. Customer, we're giving an option to update the profile information what we have right away, or they can skip it and revisit it later on. So we don't want to give the pop-up every time and bug them. So the plan was to present the pop-up, say like 3 times a year or 4 times a year. That's it. Okay. Even to decide how many times this pop-up should be presented to a client has to be approved by a customer experience team from the business side. So as a BA, not as a team member from IT side, we are ready to give a solution, but we need client's permission where to present this pop-up, because client is afraid that we don't want to affect the customer's overall experience. So you will be very closely working with customer experience teams. They will come and tell where we can present the pop-up. So for you to just to understand this, you will be, as a BA, you will be meeting the team members, and you'll ask them to explain, can you show me the workflow, where the client is coming up, where they're going into, how are they logging in, what is the first page they do, how are they completing this transaction? Do you recommend for us to present this pop-up at the beginning of the call or at the middle of the call? Do you think we should present it at the end of the call, end of the transaction, where the client is about to finish the transaction? Where is the right place? So we as much as we are ready to give the solution, we also need to have the business team on the same page, and we want their agreement to understand where do you want to present the solution. So all these permissions we need it. So BAs will be engaging big time with the business team, literally talking to them, different team members. So you will also present it. You come back and you said, I spoke to so and so person, I spoke to Krishna from the business team, and he told the business problem. He said that we can present it here. Okay, fine. So Krishna is from department, he said. Then Zara is from a different department. I met Zara. She told me in the client organization we can present it at the end. Okay, 3, 4 people are giving different views. Okay, fine. Then we come back to team member, to the committee, our steering committee in the project side. They are also agreeing. Okay, guys, let's present it here. But we have not got approval from the main management who are in charge of the customer experience team. They need to say, okay, fine, let's present it here. Unless they are not saying, okay, this project will not launch, guys. If they say, sorry, we cannot present it, this is going to affect the customer experience, the project will drop right there. You will also see that you will be hired for a project, but the project will not launch because people are not agreeing to the solution. It doesn't mean that you lost the job. They will just put you into another project. Make sense? Aarti, hello, Himanshi, Krishna, Mayur, Navneet, Prashant, Tripti, Zora, are you learning something?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm learning. Yeah, I'm here.
What I really want you to do is work on your imagination skills. When I'm talking about it, try to picture how it look like in the real world. Picture yourself in a team meeting. Picture yourself talking to a stakeholder. Picture yourself talking to a prom. Your imagination skill needs to improve. You understand what I'm saying, guys? Because I'm preparing you to start thinking like a BA. Where I'm sharing with you a real world scenarios and challenges, how it will work. This is how you become a BA. Not by knowing some few tools and not by some UML diagrams. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? You guys to have to understand the BA at a concept level. You have to understand the BA's role at a work level, real life situation you have to understand. So let's go. So identifying resources, cost estimate, time estimates, all of this work. Zara asked me very clearly, who's allocating the resources, how do I know the cost, how can I do all these things? This is not our responsibility, guys. I want you guys to know that it's very important for us to know what we should do, what we don't have to enter into. Okay, nobody's expecting you to take care of all these things. It's a role of scrum masters. Solution architects know the budget, making sure the budget exceeds. Getting the budget is a PM's job. If the time estimate is increased, okay, based on the solution they're planning, making sure they're getting the time approval from the client, it's all PM's job. It's not enough our responsibility. Let's not do that. Okay, project planning, it's not our responsibility. No, our plan is feasibility study. We are helping the team to understand the problem, find a suitable solution for the project, and you are engaging in this feasibility study to see whether this solution is feasible, whether solution two is feasible, which is the best solution. Once we understand the phase of understanding the problem, there is a method to this. I will also show you that. See, our first area is to understand the problem. The whole team will engage into it. Second thing is they'll start get a clarity on the scope. This is where you will diversify the in scope and out of scope uh, of the solution. What we need to do, what kind of problems which we can fix right away, what are the ones we will revisit later. Your team will collectively come to a solution now. They have understood the problem. Now they're identifying what we need to build in this project, and they're coming to an area. Now we're starting to work on what could be the best solution. Once the solution is finalized, we will get a go ahead, and then we go into starting to build. This is what it is. Everybody clear with that?
Can you please explain this one more time? The thing you
Okay.
wrote here.
This is going to be the first few days of your project, Krishna. This is what is going to happen, maybe for 2 months or 3 months. Okay, this is where happens. Everybody in your team will together engage in understanding the business problem. And here you're working very heavily because you have to really could pick up space over here. You will be going through project documents quickly. You'll get knowledge transfers. You will ask a ton of questions to your managers. You will ask team members in the business side to ask questions. So you'll go to those team members and ask those questions. You also as a BA have to spend time in understanding this problem. Only then you can understand the conversation which is happening in the project team. If you don't spend your time in understanding the problem, you will never understand what kind of conversation is happening in the project team. So this is why I'm saying, and you don't have to have all the answers, guys. And there is a method to do that. You have to go when you go into a new project. So first thing is, make sure you guys go through these videos and get clarity. These are very crucial things I'm talking about. These are very important. When you go into a new project, there are a few things you need to do to get an understanding. First thing what you do is meet your manager should give you a knowledge transfer. Okay, and they will give you a very deep level knowledge understanding, which is fine. This is where you should listen to it, be a good listener, but ask questions to get more clear. If you keep quiet, you don't ask questions, you're done. You don't want to do that and don't assume things, don't be shy. It's very normal for business analysts to ask questions to understand. So you will be asking your managers, okay, what this project is all about. They will tell you before your manager is assigning to a project, they'll tell you who is the PM and they will literally take you to understand what this project is all about. They are the first people, your supervisors will give you a very good knowledge of what this project is all about. But remember, while explaining this project, don't expect them to know everything. They are also new in the same project. Whatever they know, they are telling you. What they don't know, they will also tell you that I don't know this, we have to find out. For now, this is what I know. That's what your manager will tell you. And they will assign to one or two people who will give you furthermore knowledge transfer. You may get or not. Sometimes your manager might be the only person giving a knowledge transfer. Sometimes they will also provide you some information, and then they will also assign you to somebody else who will also give you more information about the project. But what I suggest you to all of you is your first objective to go into a project is to understand what this project is all about. From where did this originate? Why am I here? What is my role over here? At present, what is this where is my team conversations are going on right now, how far they have reached into this project, okay, and who are the people I can reach out to collect more information. These are the things you're talking about. Nobody is expecting you to know the business. You are new to the organization. If you're 5 minutes into the organization, obviously you know everything, but you're new into the project. Nobody is expecting you to know everything. So you're getting furthermore knowledge transfer. Maybe you can speak to a solution architect. Maybe you can speak to a infrastructure architect. You can speak to anybody who sound friendly. You can reach out to. You can also reach out to your PMs. Okay, anybody you can reach out. Nobody's stopping you from saying, if let's say I've given only two people for giving you, let's say, knowledge transfer. Doesn't mean that you can reach only to them. You can reach out to anybody out there, chat with them, your team members. First, identify who your team members are. Introduce yourself. Say hello to everybody, and then start asking them questions. Start bugging them. It's okay. They know that you're coming to a new project, you need to learn. This is one way. Next is going through project decks, project PowerPoints, let's say. Okay, I call it decks. I will show you how a real world project PowerPoint will be on Monday, because that's our internal documents. We cannot show this because this video will go to YouTube. So you need to join the program to get a hands-on to understand what those things are, which will expose you to understand how the real world sample project decks will look like, all those things, right? So third thing is you will meet your PMs. Your PMs will give access to the project share folder, and they will also give you the project PowerPoints. And you can ask your PMs also, can you give me a little bit of rundown on what this project is all about? Usually the PMs will expect you to get all this information from your supervisor. Okay, you have to understand there are two things we are talking over here. See, let me show you this, but I will show you in a diagram here. Let's say you are assigned to a project, right? You got to understand this very clearly. Okay, I know I'm talking a lot of things, but continue to observe what I'm saying. You are like a sponge right now. Collect, understand my information, what I'm giving. When you are going into a project, your supervisor is your manager, and this is your BA manager who hired you, who was in your interview panel. What they will do is, you are the BA over here. Okay, let's say Zara is the BA. Okay, so what they will do is they will allocate to a project. Let's say this is a data cleanup project. Okay, okay, this is the project name, and this project has a PM. Okay? Your PM will keep a track of how much time you are spending on each project. So that's what they do. So your timesheet needs to be one of the other days. I'll show you how to input the hours and how to get your timesheet approved. I'll show you all those things, right? So your PM's job is to approve the amount of time you spent on this project, and they'll give you clarity on all those things. You're working with the stakeholder; they are your internal stakeholders, okay? But the approval of the salary is done by your manager. Okay, so you pretty much have two managers here. You're working with two guys. Does it make sense? Everybody?
Yes,
Aarti,
Sudeep.
Zora,
Yes.
Himanshi,
Yes,
Prashant,
Sudesh. Yes,
Navneet.
Sudesh.
Am I confusing you guys? Is it too much information?
I just have only one question. So,
Yeah.
like the final approval from the stakeholder, it comes in a which phase? Like all this planning when done, like we have the actual business case, or like before, okay, let's suppose we did example last week, like day before yesterday. So, okay, we guys gonna give them an app. Like what we guys gonna give them? The each thing needs to be discussed. Like when if everything is ready, when the customer's approval gonna come, or
See, I'll tell
in
you
what
something.
step?
The approval, what you talked about, it's a vast subject. I tell you that, and I will give you clarity, and eventually we'll get. It's a very good question, right? If I don't get approval, how can I go forward, right? To get the client, to approve my solution, that's what we're doing here in the planning phase, Navneet. That is why we are all working hard, understanding the problem, we understand the scope of the project, we are giving a final solution, and we want to present that to the client
Client.
and get a validation from the client, okay, to make sure that client agrees that, okay, fine, this solution is good, and we got it approved, and then we go to the next phase where we go into requirements analysis phase. We start documenting the requirements now. For the first
Yeah.
time, we are documenting it. So that's what we're doing. So, but yes, the solution has to be approved by the client. If not, we cannot go into the further phase of the software development. We cannot go forward. It has to be approved. And that will happen after the solution is finalized. Got it? And solution is final only if the client is agreed. Not, we cannot say this is the final solution. Client has
No,
to
no,
say,
no.
okay,
Yeah, I understand. Only my question was like that detailed information when we collect, that time is the approval gonna come in a picture, am I right?
yeah.
Yes, that was the
But I
only
tell you
question. Okay,
something,
yeah.
we as a BA, we'll be doing a lot of validation, right? Instead of using the word approval, I'll say validating.
Yeah.
You will validate many times. It's like this, Navneet, let's say you're working in a restaurant, right? You're a waiter, you're getting an order. You're asking the client, so you order for this. You ask for a fries, you order for a burger, and you want a milkshake, and then you order for family pack and everything. You want to verify, you want to double check, you want to make sure you got the right order, and you want to get the validation from the client. You understood the requirement, you want to get the validation from the client. Yeah, is this what you asked for, correct? Okay, and then you go ahead and place an order, right, without doing, or else you bring the food to the table and the client is like, this is not what I asked for,
No,
that is
no,
not
no,
what I
no.
asked for, right? So we don't want. Remember yesterday at debrief, I was telling you that what if you're in a scenario where the client comes and says, "This is not what I asked for." We don't want to.
Yeah, yeah.
So as a BA, no matter who's validating or not, you are doing the validation with the stakeholders multiple times across the software development lifecycle. So when we are say, like for example, you are going to do UML diagrams. Probably next week we will start doing process flow diagrams. So there is a process to do it. Whenever you collect the information, you are asked to collect the information from the client. Remember, that is the BA's role. Your job is to go collect the requirements and come back and deliver it. But you cannot just deliver the requirements to the project team without validating from the business team. This is how the activities are done by user, correct? These are the systems are used, correct? These are the transaction is done by the client, correct? You're validating with them. You're double checking with them before you present to your team, because your team is going to take your word and they're going to go forward. It's a very responsible role. You can't go around do a shabby job. You cannot go and bluff. Does it make sense to everybody?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so I want to go deep into this, but it's Friday, and I know it took a long time. But I tell you what, I just don't want to just go in and just explain some few things and go on. You know what I'm saying? There are deeper meaning to these activities are there. I want to come back and I want to show requirements analysis. I want to show you sample BRD how it looks like. I want to show some documentation for you guys to get an understanding, and then we'll go slowly. For the first few weeks, I want to go slow so that you guys get a grip of it, to understand what is behavioral properly, and then we will learn a lot of deliverables and stuff like that. Okay. Any questions from today's session so far?
Sudesh, so in those the last slide you had problem, then you had scope in and out, then you had solution.
Yeah.
What was the
Yeah.
fourth point? What was the fourth thing? A business analyst there under validation.
One second. No, no, no. The fourth, let
What
me
was
bring the
written there?
screen.
What was written there?
This one, build,
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 build. Okay, like
build.
the software built, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever is
So
built.
here,
Okay.
here we start documenting. See, I tell you something. I will tell you when you will start documenting the requirements. Krishna, and this is for everybody, I'm telling you, I'm not teaching you from any book. You got to understand this. Okay? I'm not telling you, from book, because I don't want you to think like a book. I'm just teaching you the job right now, right from the beginning. Okay? So you guys have to understand as is, and that's the reason I'm teaching you like this. Okay, so it will start making sense to you, because we don't want to look at a Google and say, okay, let me do problem, then the scope and solution. We're not going to go with the Google. Okay, for all, you'll see that Google only gives definition. Nobody in Google or YouTube, nobody is teaching the job over here, right? So that is why it's very important for us to learn this role. It's our documentation part is very less. You'll be amazed. But you work as an analyst a lot. You work as a support function a lot. So you need to understand your role. You need to understand what are you doing in a planning phase. What are you doing in the requirements documentation phase? What kind of documentation am I doing in a planning phase? What kind of UML diagrams am I doing? How do I do this diagram? How do I present it? Okay, what is the process of steps to collect all the information? And then when I go start documenting, how do I document the user requirements? Okay, what kind of sentence framing I need to do? What are the components of requirements I need to capture in the requirements documentation? How a technical requirement like acceptance criteria should look like? How do I don't know anything about technical, how do I do that? How do I deliver it? There is a lot of crux to it. Okay, I'm not going to rush into it. So I want you guys to be patient and learn it properly for them, because I am giving you 0 to 5 years of knowledge in few days. All right, and I'm going to teach you only the things which going to groom you fast, and I know what I'm doing, but you guys need to process what I'm saying. All the questions are great, okay, but remember what your role and stick to your role. Okay, first, that's very important. We should not get confused with that part. Does it make sense, everybody?
Yes, Sudesh.
It
Thank
does.
you.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. So, guys, I'm telling you, with today, we are, if you have still not made a decision to join the BA batch, you should talk to me if there's anything. From Monday onwards, it's a paid session. So, you should make a commitment to join the program. By this weekend, we can get on a conversation and get you more clarity. I can tell you, ServiceNow BA is in high demand in US and Canada. You are going into a job. There is no doubt about it. The only thing what you guys need to do is organically study with us. Okay, and we will take you one step at a time. You are going to get turned into, you guys are going to be an amazing consultant. I want to tell you, you guys are a great bunch. Okay, I've seen many groups where people will come with, they have a trouble understanding. I've seen many team members, many teams, but I see that we have a very smart bunch over here, which will allow me to give you guys more. I'm going to teach you guys more. Okay, and so this is going to be amazing. And I see a lot of positive vibes I'm feeling already. You guys are asking so many matured questions. A lot of seasoned guys are here. You guys are bringing so much of experience to the table. Nothing is going to go waste. We're going to make it as a transferable experience for you guys. Okay. So with that, I'll close the session today. You guys have a great weekend. Don't worry about job. Don't worry what I'm going to do. I do want to tell you 50% is studies, 50% is mindset. You can study everything in your world, but if you have a weak mind, you will fail. Don't allow your mind to control activities for you. Please, if you have any issues, you feel fear, you feel confused, something comes up in your mind is like derailing you. You need to talk to me. And one of the most important things I want to tell all of you guys is, please make a conscious effort to come to the class. The more you are in the environment of learning, your chances of success is definite. The more you skip classes, you will slowly drift away and you will get deviated from the original objective. Okay, so it's very important. What you're going to do in the next 3 months is going to fix your next 10, 20, 30 years forever, or you're going to retire. So let's come in every session and learn more and get better day by day. I'll see you guys on Monday. Recordings will be sent to you morning by one of my team members, and we will continue to talk more, learn more. And one of the things, if you have not yet learned, paid and joined, you should make your first installment payment this weekend, and let's go. All right. So thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the sun. I'll see you guys back on Monday evening at 8:30 p.m. EST. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Good night, Sudesh.
Good night, Sudesh. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.